Tell me this. What happens if the supposed ideal power couple proves to be more phony than a reunion special on reality TV? What happens if the romance that people have been anticipating for years suddenly blows up in their faces? More disorganized than any romantic or hip-hop plot you've ever seen. Get ready for the drama that the internet has been begging for. Papoose didn't simply leave Claressa's shields, it seems. He threw the keys back, slammed the door, and revealed receipts that no one was prepared for. Rumor has it that she continued to play with her ex throughout. Imagine losing your personal relationship after winning the GWAT title in the ring. Ouch! The true question, though, is this. If what else has Claressa been concealing if she was preoccupied with playing both sides? And why does the internet seem to reveal a soap opera waiting to happen every time a celebrity claims to have found the one? This has already been dubbed the greatest betrayal since Tristan and Khloe by fans. Stay put, because what's about to happen will drive you to doubt every Instagram post, every hashtag for love wins, and every phony grin you believed to be genuine. Since the DMs are leaking, the streets are talking, and the murmurs are more audible than Claressa's post-fight interviews. Let's dissect this. Papoose, the man who has always been portrayed in hip-hop culture as the devoted, patient, and too good to be true husband, is at the center of the controversy. The man who supported Remy through industry scandal, prison bids, and all the other storms that could destroy a relationship. That Papoose, indeed. The ride-or-die strategy. Fans vowed that the one guy would never be played. What occurs, though, when even the devoted one loses it? Papoose allegedly walked out on Claressa Shields, the self-proclaimed best woman of all time, boxing with a line so sharp it could have sliced through the Madison Square Garden ropes, according to the viral headline that made the internet do double takes. She was still toying with her ex the whole time. Now take a moment to think. It's more than simply a disaster. That is a scandal of nuclear proportions. We're not discussing a trivial unfollow on Instagram. We're talking about a full-blown betrayal. Claim that sends shockwaves throughout two professions at once, hip-hop and boxing. Remember? Claressa Shields isn't just any name. Fans on both sides are staring at one another like, wait, so this whole love story was built on lies. She is the unbeaten world champion, a double Olympic gold winner, and the woman who has essentially created an empire by positioning herself as the greatest woman of all time, or the GWO. She labels herself a trailblazer, claps back at critics more forcefully than she does in the ring, and speaks trash with the assurance of Mayweather. And to be honest, it was respected. Up until now, they adored the attitude. You see, you're supposedly reliving your history with an ex while pretending to be untouchable, perfect, and above drama. That is embarrassing in addition to being hypocritical. This is being devoured by fans. Here's the worst part, though. Even Claressa's private life has previously garnered media attention. If you turn back the clock a bit, you'll recall all the gossip about her erratic behavior, her nasty arguments on social media, and that one notoriously leaked video in which she was seen yelling at her own team during a practice. She was already being referred to as being too impulsive to remain steady outside of the ring. And now this is like watching a vehicle crash in slow motion. No one can turn their eyes away, even though everyone knows it's ugly. Papoose, meanwhile, is also no stranger to pandemonium. By supporting Remy Ma during her 6 years in prison, the man established his brand. He became a legend, a meme, and a symbol for loyalty in a field rife with opportunists and cheaters. The internet is unable to comprehend this man's admission that he has been deceived. Because what chance is there for anyone else if Papoose, the prophet of loyalty and the king of patience, is betrayed? There is more to this story than infidelity. Therefore, let's investigate more. No. The murmurs are more repulsive. Claressa's claimed ex wasn't just any old flame, according to unnamed people close to the pair. Not at all. It's rumored to be someone from her hometown, a moniker that has been making the rounds via dubious Reddit posts, leaked group communications, and private chats. She claimed to have cut off this person years ago. She supposedly vowed that she had no future with that person. However, according to that same individual, was supposedly in the background the whole time Papoose. If that's the case, we're dealing with one of the biggest PR catastrophes a female athlete could encounter. Okay? Because not only in the ring, but also in her brand partnerships, sponsorships, and motivational speeches, Claressa has been promoting this image of empowerment, discipline, and loyalty. She advises young ladies to recognize their value. She advocates for respect for oneself. And because the girl who cried out, "I'm loyal to my dreams," supposedly struggled to maintain loyalty in her relationship, her whole life story may now be falling apart. The hypocrisy says it all, and the internet is brutal. Memes were all over Twitter, or should we say X, within hours of this tale going viral. Another user wrote, "Papoose deserves an honorary belt for surviving this mess. But let's not act like fans are only clowning Claressa." Another user shared a split photo of Claressa sneaking out of her ex's house while in her boxing stance, with the caption, "Undefeated in the ring, but can't dodge temptation." Some are focusing on Papoose as well, posing the most important query. Why does this man continuously find himself at the center of scandals involving women? Choose wisely, bro. First Remy, now Claressa. Nevertheless, it appears that he is the target of pity. And can you really blame them? This is the same man who used loyalty as the foundation of his entire persona. Seeing him supposedly caught off guard, as in this case, is similar to discovering Lois Lane played Superman alongside Lex Luthor. It's illogical, and that's precisely the reason it's popular. This is where the situation becomes more sinister. DMs were leaked. Yes, the notoriously hazy screenshots that appear whenever drama occurs began to circulate. They allegedly show Claressa contacting her ex late at night, saying things like, "Nobody understands me like you do, and I miss what we had." Her camp, of course, denies it. The screenshots are being described as faked, phony, and a part of a smear campaign. But let's face it, fact-checking has never been a priority for the internet. In 2025, screenshots are equal to truth, for a period. And you know what? The fact that the alleged Exxon issue has remained silent simply serves to stoke the flames. Silence raises suspicions. It's being interpreted as guilt. According to one vlog, this ex was also spotted at the same event that Claressa went to a few weeks prior, and pictures of them in the same VIP area turned up. Is it a coincidence or deliberate secrecy? The scandal begins to escalate at this point, since it is no longer just about who is texting whom. Brands, legacies, and reputations are at stake. According to reports, Claressa's sponsors are keeping a careful eye on the situation. Translation, since brand image is currency in 2025. They are waiting to see if the online outcry becomes significant enough to compel them to back off. Even if you are the world's greatest athlete, you will have trouble getting endorsements if the internet rejects you. Regarding Papoose, he might be broken or reborn by this. It has already been suggested that this incident may propel him into a new era of prominence. Consider Papoose's transformation from a devoted hip-hop husband to the person who revealed the deceptions of a champion. It's a convoluted enough plot to get him offers for reality TV interviews and possibly even a book deal. Hold on though, for there's more to the rabbit hole. We're talking about more than just betrayal if these claims are accurate and Claressa was actually balancing Papoose and her ex at the same time. We're discussing manipulation. We're discussing a person who purportedly spends their entire future with a single man while slinking off to reheat leftovers. That is heartbreaking as well as outrageous. And this is the major query that everyone is thinking about. What else could she possibly be lying about if she could lie about this? Domino effects are popular on the internet. After the first block falls, everyone begins to look at everything again. These days, every speech, post, and interview appears dubious. She is being sidelined by fans. One thing emerges when the dust settles. I don't need quotes like "nobody," but me and statements like "girl, you didn't even believe that yourself." There is more to this than gossip vlogs. The sharks of mainstream media are also circling. According to reports, TMZ's cameras are outside Claressa's training facility. The possibility that this could divert her attention from her job is being discussed by sports networks. The opportunity to bring Papoose back into the spotlight has hip-hop podcasts salivating. As if it were being directed by the creators of a late-night soap opera. The scandal develops just when you believe it could not possibly get any dirtier. Because it seems like there is more to this whole story than just leaked images and dubious VIP pictures. No, this has turned into a full-fledged investigative quagmire. With bloggers, phony insiders, and even unnamed cousins of the ex's neighbors, coming out with jaw-dropping tales. Everyone knew she never really cut him off. She would show up to training camp, smile for cameras, and post about focus. But as soon as the lights dimmed, she was texting her ex, an anonymous person who claimed to be a member of Claressa's inner circle, told a gossip blog. Papoose simply didn't want to see it, so it was an open secret. If you think that's dramatic, wait until you hear this. A leaked hotel receipt has been making the rounds. A blurry scan of a mid-tier chain hotel bill with Claressa's initials on it. It was allegedly taken just weeks before Papoose dropped his bombshell, and the internet has been analyzing the pixelated receipt like it was the Zapruder movie. Does it prove anything? No? But in the court of public opinion, it's Exhibit A meanwhile. Fans are unearthing old interviews in which Claressa boasted about how committed she was to leaving a legacy. With one clip resurfacing that said, "I don't have it's time to go back in time. My exes, they don't exist." The internet loves hypocrisy like this, and now Twitter is dragging her with side-by-side edits. On the left, she is announcing her independence, while on the right, headlines claim that she has been tampering with her ex the entire time. Money. Yes, Zob. Follow the money trail because that's where scandals go, from gossip to danger. There are rumors that Papoose, despite his role as the supportive partner, may have actually helped channel some of his own connections and money into Claressa's business endeavors. We're talking about small investments, networking agreements, and possibly even pulling strings for sponsorships. And if she was playing him the entire time, that looks more like exploitation than heartbreak. One anonymous business associate revealed to a phony blog. Pap was serious about her brand. He wanted to see her succeed. He brought people to the table and helped her arrange opportunities. She was skulking behind his back. The whole thing feels like a hustle, and naturally the internet takes off with that. All of a sudden, Claressa isn't just a boxer with a messy love life. She's being portrayed as a cunning con artist who allegedly used one of hip-hop's most devoted men to expand her own empire. Whether this is true or not doesn't matter. The narrative sticks. Memes, TikToks, and reaction videos are all over the place. One TikTok has already received over 2 million views. And it shows a user acting out Claressa's sneaking text during training camp while Paps is in the corner writing another loyalty poem. Brutal. Another viral skit depicts Claressa's ex waiting outside the ring like a tag team partner while the announcer yells. Not all of the reactions are humorous, though. Some are outright indignant. A growing number of female fans are calling this a betrayal, not only of Papoose, but also of Claressa's own audience, claiming that she established herself as a role model who never bends and never breaks. The tweet said, "We stood up for Claressa. Whenever she was accused of being conceited, she was confident. We remarked, we now appear foolish for standing up for someone who was not even sincere in her relationship." Sponsors are taking notice of the reaction, which is spreading more quickly than wildfire. One of her largest agreements was hinted at by an insider. "We're keeping an eye on fan sentiment. We might need to reevaluate our relationship if this becomes worse. Translation: there's a chance the money tap will stop working. In relation to drying up, Claressa has been unusually silent. No interviews, no Twitter threads, no Instagram clapbacks. That silence is deafening to someone who typically attacks detractors with the speed of a right hook. Supporters are reading it as guilt. Some claim it's a tactic. In any case, the fire is being fueled by the silence. Papoose, meanwhile, isn't exactly hiding. He has been seen smiling for cameras, acting unconcerned, and even delivering a mysterious freestyle on Instagram Live in which he concluded, "Gave my all, but she boxed me out. Loyalty ain't real when the ex is still around." Within hours, the freestyle received 500,000 views, and blogs dubbed it the diss track Claressa never saw coming. A few fans are also speculating about potential legal drama, as if the scandal wasn't already crazy. According to rumors, Papoose might think about going to court if any of the funds he invested in Claressa endeavors turn out to be fraudulent. Imagine the GWAT being sued by that hip-hop loyalty king. Although it seems absurd, so did the notion of them being together in the first place. Location, and now we are. The cascading effect continues. Sports networks are discussing how this controversy might impact Claressa's preparation for her upcoming bout. With all of this drama going on, many are questioning if she is mentally stable enough to enter the ring. Don't think hip-hop podcasts are overlooking this either, as one commenter stated frankly. If half these allegations are true, Claressa is not just fighting her opponent in the ring. She's fighting her own reputation outside it. Hours are being spent exploiting the narrative by shows like Drink Champs and the Joe Budden podcast. Pap held Remy down for years, but Claressa couldn't even hold him down for a season, one host jokingly said. "The most terrifying thing of all, sob, is this. That's crazy." Another person chuckled. If Pap starts dropping distractions, Claressa's career might take a hit harder than any punch. There are rumors of a real video release. Yes, a purported video that purports to depict Claressa and her ex in a less than ideal circumstance. It hasn't been confirmed yet. No one is certain if it is real. Fans, however, have gone into detective mode just because of the rumor. People are claiming to notice her. Tattoos, matching jewelry, and even the identical car in the background of grainy stills that they have screenshotted. Everything might be a lie. But keep in mind that perception is reality on the internet. And just when you thought the ex would never speak again, an unconfirmed Instagram account purporting to be his appeared. It's funny how people act brand new when the truth was always in front of them. He wrote in his one-story post. That one line was enough to send blogs into a frenzy. Fans screenshotted it, reposted it, and dissected it like Shakespeare. Now all eyes are on Claressa. Every move she makes, every post she likes, and every silence she keeps is evidence too. The public jury, and as of right now, that jury is leaning toward guilty. But hold on, because this story isn't even close to being finished, because what's bubbling beneath the gossip? The memes and the fake receipts is something far more explosive. What began as rumors about Claressa's private life have now escalated into discussions about trust, money, image, and even potential career-ending consequences. Once lawyers start circling, it's not just gossip anymore. This won't be a messy breakup. It could become the scandal that defines her career forever. And guess what? The next chapter is about to open. Whether any money he paid for Claressa's training, business ventures, or brand could be construed as fraud if she was intentionally misleading him. Of course, no formal lawsuit has been filed. But the word lawsuit is enough to make sponsors, promoters, and managers sweat. Speaking of promoters, there are rumors that Claressa's next big fight is in jeopardy, as several insiders say that ticket sales are already showing unusual drops. With fans publicly acknowledging online that they don't want to support a liar, Imagine being undefeated in the ring, but losing to scandal and memes in the marketplace. And some fight fans are even calling for a boycott until she comes clean. That's not just bad PR, that's financial hemorrhaging. Then there's the government angle. No one is saying that the FBI is going to break up with Claressa. But rumors of financial mismanagement and possible tax problems have started to circulate. Some blogs are claiming that if money moved between Pap and Claressa for business purposes, regulators might check to make sure everything was clean. Whether that's true or not, the mere possibility of an investigation is enough to damage her reputation. Meanwhile, the public's reaction is turning from jokes to anger. With social media threads that once made fun of the alleged hotel receipts now calling for accountability. One tweet went viral. "This isn't just a breakup, this is a complete betrayal. Sponsors must wake up and break their connections." Another said, "Claressa was admired by women. This now resembles all other hypocrites who act in one way while saying another." And let's not undervalue the impact of pop culture. Late night. Comedians are already making jokes about her predicament. One of them went viral on TikTok. Claressa's ex wasn't just in her corner. He was also in her direct messages. Puns like that stick. They become part of the cultural memory, and no matter how many titles she wins, people will remember this. On the other hand, Papoose is being elevated to martyr status, with fans portraying him as the man who devoted himself to everyone. Remy and Claressa and was burned each and every time. Memes are calling him Saint Pap, while others are making jokes that he should have his own Netflix documentary series called Too Loyal, the Papoose story. And you know what? That doesn't even sound unrealistic because reality TV thrives on this kind of mess, and you can bet that offers are already quietly slipping across tables. But the chaos doesn't stop there. According to anonymous insiders, tension is now developing between Claressa and her management team because they feel betrayed by her silence, feel caught off guard, and fear that the longer she doesn't make a public statement, the more difficult it will be to restore her reputation. One insider allegedly stated that she doesn't understand the internet. The internet hates a vacuum. So every hour she doesn't speak, a new meme, a new rumor, or a new leak takes over the conversation. Even sports commentators are weighing in. And on one panel, a seasoned boxing analyst likened the scandal to Mike Tyson's demise, stating, "Reputation can fall faster than any knockout." Now it's suicide. And they might be right, because the longer she remains silent, the more the public fills in the blanks with their own theories. Claressa's legacy is in shambles. According to another analyst, history will remember her more for the scandal that consumed her than for her perfect record if she doesn't take control of the story soon. Conspiracy theories begin since the internet is the internet. Some fans believe that Papoose and Claressa are fabricating this whole story to generate buzz before her next fight. And one TikTok user raged, "Wake up, people," to sell tickets. These celebrities constantly stage drama. Avoid falling for that. Others, however, argue that Papoose's suffering appeared far too real. The question of whether this is orchestrated pandemonium or true sadness is now the subject of a whole side discussion. In any case, it's popular. However, this is the part that no one anticipated. Remy Ma is beginning to feel the effects of the ripple effect, whether she wants it or not. She is being pulled back into the drama by the reappearance of old headlines about her and Papoose. Pap's curse, according to fans, is that every woman he loves makes him look foolish. And to be honest, this scandal might go on for months just based on that narrative. Another bomb goes off right when you think Claressa might finally get a break. Voice notes were purportedly leaked by the ex's supposed pal. "Pap doesn't get me the way you do, and I can't. Let go of the past." Are they real? Who knows? Claressa's voice sounded grainy and muffled, but incriminating enough to seem to capture her voice. However, as soon as they appeared on blogs, people lost interest in authenticity. That is confirmation for the general public. The discussion now goes beyond whether Claressa cheated. concerns the length, depth, and quantity of lies that have been accumulated throughout time. And you can't get away with it when that's the angle. By this time, SOB, we're not even discussing a controversy. We are discussing a crisis that destroys a legacy and defines a career. Because Clarissa's brand, which was founded on empowerment, loyalty, and strength, has been transformed into one of hypocrisy, treachery, and weakness. It's more than a simple bruise, it's a devastating blow. The darkest twist comes next. It has been widely speculated by some admirers that this could force her to retire. She won't be able to get away from the noise, not because she can't fight. Imagine attempting to enter a ring as the audience chants about your former partner. It's cruel, it's embarrassing. And even champions can't always withstand this kind of strain. But for Papoose, this could be the odd rebirth he never anticipated. He's getting opportunities, attention, and sympathy. Who could seize the opportunity, reposition himself as more than simply Clarissa's ex or Remy's man, and take center stage? The irony is that, as a result of betrayal, he may now receive the recognition he has always earned. What does this leave us with then? To champion on precarious ground. A devoted man became a cultural martyr, and the audience became dependent on every bit of drama, like oxygen. Here's the real kicker then. It's no longer just about two people, because scandals only get worse when we allow them to continue. It's about us, the audience. And we're promoting this as if it were Madison Square Garden's major event right now. Here we are, then. In the realm of public opinion, Claressa Shields, the unbeaten champion in the ring, appears to be quite vulnerable. Papoose, the devoted hip-hop superstar, turned the tables and left with his honor untarnished. With popcorn in hand, the rest of us watch a love tale fall apart like a badly produced reality show. What do you think, though? That's the big question. When Papoose said that Claressa was teasing her ex the entire time, was he being truthful? Or does the internet continue to turn whispers into scandals while the true story remains hidden? Because we're not merely watching a breakup if the voice notes, the receipts, the DMs, and the quiet are even partially accurate. We're seeing the kind of treachery that permanently alters people's reputations. Remember, this is no longer simply about hip-hop or boxing. It has to do with trust, loyalty, and image. Can a champion who used empowerment to build her empire recover from accusations of hypocrisy from her fans? After experiencing heartbreak, can a man who is renowned for being the most devoted in the game finally take center stage? Or is this all just a clickbait and clout show? The fallout is only getting started. That much is certain. And you're completely mistaken if you believe that this is where the story stops. There will be more drama, more shockwaves, and more disclosures. Are you prepared for what comes next? That's the only question. I'd want to hear your thoughts if you have any. Please share your opinions in the comments section below.
Okay. Do you
think Papoose is being a victim, or do you think Claressa is guilty? The controversies the world tries to hide are what we deliver to you here at Gossip Spill Vibe. So hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss the following bombshell? I assure you.